Hey guys, Ian Flanagan here, eXp Realty, Dallas, Texas. And in this video, my good friend Robert Weichelt is going to walk you through a goal setting workshop. Robert has been a broker owner for over 30 years. He's been developing agents to help them sell more real estate and live a life full of abundance. So if you are serious about taking your business to the next level, all high achievers handwrite their goals out, they write their business plan out, and Robert's going to walk you through that exact strategy right now on this particular video. If you have any questions, comments, type those in below, and I hope you get a lot out of this video.
My name is Robert Weichelt. I'm going to talk to you today about goals, time block, game plan. It's a super important way to visualize where you want to go. The number one thing is the one thing I love to say is the obsessed is a word the lazy use to describe the dedicated. I'm obsessed with my calendar because if you don't get in charge and control of your calendar as a realtor, we don't have a time that we absolutely need to check in, and we don't have a time that we check out. We can literally float through our day if we don't get committed to our success. So the question is, do you need goals? You got to ask yourself this question. Do you feel stressed? You know, so many people feel so stressed. They're not getting their goals, or they don't have enough money, or they don't have enough time, or they don't have a lot of things. You know, that's one thing I love about eXp is the time freedom, Pat. You always refer to the time freedom. Financial freedom's great, but time freedom is something that is just, nobody can really measure how that, I mean, do you agree, Pat, how important time management is?
Absolutely. Yep.
That time freedom is key. Do you wish you had more time to focus on your life? You got to ask yourself these questions. Do you wish you had more balance? I can tell you what, my dad worked from 6 in the morning to 10 at night, Monday through Sunday, zero balance. I would literally call him when my kids were little, and I'm not trying to bust my dad's chops, but I would call him on Saturday, and I'm out hanging out with family, you know, calling him from the cars and heading to the beach. What are you doing, son? It's Saturday. Every day you're not working is a day you're spending money. I'm like, wait a second, Dad, you kind of need some balance. So balance is key. And also you got to have goals for your life. So many people are considering what they did in 2021. You got to look back and what worked, what didn't work. That's the biggest thing is what didn't work. Because the last thing you want to do is keep spending money on things that didn't work. That's the definition of insanity, right? Trying to do the same thing, get different results. My point is, look back at 2021. Don't dwell on it, but look back and learn on what worked. Do that more. What didn't work, tweak it, make some in-flight adjustments. You know, when you're jumping on a plane from LA to New York and there's some turbulence, you make some in-flight adjustments, but you head the course. You stay the course. You don't just land somewhere else because the air got too choppy, right? My point is, you need to stay focused and you need to realize what worked and what didn't work in your rearview mirror. But it's just that. As I talk to other agents about, there's a couple of questions you need to ask yourself. So now, number one, are you wasting too much time in front of your computer? So many times, let's say we get on Pat Hayes' wonderful mastermind call every Friday. For me, it's at 7 in the morning. And then I get on another call at 8. And then guess what? Let's say I get introduced to a really cool video that Ian sends me, or that Mike and just put out about the wolf pack and all that good stuff. And next thing you know, I'm looking at all these different things and I'm stuck in the computer for like 2 hours. A buddy of mine called this monkey brain. What happens is next thing you know, you dive into one thing and then you go down that YouTube hole or you go into Facebook, you know, that rabbit hole. My point is, if you don't time block and be specific with your day, you can get lost and think you're working. Oh, I'm checking out articles on Inman, and then I'm going into seeing what's going on new with eXp. Then I'm going into, next thing you know, you're looking at funny cat videos that are whatever, you know. So it's called an creative avoidance. You want to avoid that at all costs. You want to go in there and really sit down and use your computer as a tool. You know, make sure it's a lead generating tool. You're in KV Core. Make sure you're creating blog posts and general links and really things that are making you money. So don't get caught in that. Let's talk about niches. Are you specializing in niches? We all have our unique selling proposition for not only production, but agent attraction. What are you doing to make sure that you're Is it in your time block? Is it in your schedule? Have your niches like farming, phone, relocation, REO, guys. There's a great, EXP has a great REO and reload division with Don Cacciatore. I'm one of their EXP certified trainers. You need to really pay attention to the next niche that's coming. Be prepared. Don't drop everything you're doing, but be prepared and get involved in the niches. So be a specialist and have more than just one niche. I'm a big fan of productive farm and social network. I always tell agents, especially newer agents that are just coming in the business, that have a geographical farm. I say that, like, say I live in Allied Gardens. And so I think it's important to know my market. There's, 5,000 homes in and around where I live. Know those areas, go to those restaurants, go to those dry cleaners, the bars, restaurants, and all the service providers in the neighborhood, and be the mayor of your community. I'm sure you want to be the social network mayor, but you also want to really do things like, interview the bars and restaurants, the owners. They went through a real tough time during this pandemic and their businesses were affected. Go there and do a video, interview the owner, and have them talk about the menu. And the best thing about that, about your social network, when I'm talking about that, is you're going to do a video with that owner. They're going to talk about their menu items that they love. They're going to share that video that you provide them with their database that you've never had access to before. So think about things like that. Promote your dry cleaners, do a community coffee, do things that make sense in your community. I call it being the mayor of your community. Does that make sense? So you want to do things like that. I'm just sharing different ideas for goals for 2022. Create better systems. If you're not using KV Core, which I got to be honest, I'm probably using it about 20%. It's a really killer, robust software program for lead follow-up, but you need to use the systems that you have in place. You need to use the drip campaigns. You need to be on automation. If you're not using that stuff, you need to spend the time over the next 2 weeks and go through and master your drip systems with KV Core, with CRM Grow, all those different tools that we have available. The next 2 weeks is super important to get those things dialed in. Here's the biggest thing that agents do in looking back at last year and really every year I've ever been in the business is spending money. You can spend the money. We have an ability to make a lot of money, but we need to spend our money wisely. We don't want to just chase the next shiny object. I tell you what, spending your time wisely. I get a lot of my mentors telling me, Robert, say no more. Don't say yes all the time. I'm very accommodating. Excuse me. I want to help everybody out. And you need to learn to say no more. So spend your time wisely. Look for things that are going to help you grow your business, not only transactionally, but agent attraction and building your organization. So I work on transactions and I work on agents. That's the only thing I should be at. I'm hiring an assistant coming up for our team. And our number one goal for her is to make sure that we are only talking to buyers and sellers and agents. That's it. Transactional paperwork and systems and all that stuff, we shouldn't have anything to do with that stuff. Because if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. Does that make sense? So spend your time wisely and do what you do well, what you love, what you enjoy, and then delegate the rest of that stuff. Okay. Now, you need to plan for success in 22. I mean, so many people plan to fail, but you never fail. It's so important that if you don't plan, you will fail. So watch this. Let's talk about your goals. What do you want to do in your life? Why do you want it? What's your why? You've heard that before. What's your why? Be positive about your future. Don't go, oh gosh, I gotta make all these calls. I gotta do all this stuff. No, man, but get excited. Define your goals. Here's the big thing. Write your goals down. Organize the goals. Health, key. That's key. It's number one. Relationships, finances, business, personal. If your health is terrible, everything else is going to fall. Your relationships, if they're not strong, get them strong. If they're not strong, get rid of them. I mean, you got to make sure your relationships are in tip-top shape. Your finances, that could be a killer. Make sure your finances are spot on. And your business, make sure your business and personal organizations are not toxic. You know, you need to read your goals when you wake up. Every single morning, I wake up and I do my affirmations. I almost scare my wife right out of bed. You know, when I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Yes. I mean, woo! When you first wake up, it's like, how are you going to stop from having an amazing day when you wake up like that? Are you kidding me? It's awesome. Do it. Try it. Wake up, jump out of bed and go, I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Yes. Try that. Write your goals down, though. Read your goals when you wake up. Read your goals when you go to sleep. Here's one thing I like to bring up on this part. Don't go to bed watching the news. That's negative. You're negative. You're putting negative energy in your head. Go to sleep. I listen to Enya every single night. When I go to bed, I go, Alexa, play Enya. And bam, I fall asleep to Enya because it makes me feel good. It puts me in a good place. So when you go to sleep, read your goals. So that's what you're thinking about all night, okay? Develop a monthly, annual, 10-year, and lifetime goals. What are your big pictures? I'm a big fan of thinking really big. So if you want something, you know, you want like a 30-foot motorhome, man, go bigger. Go 45-foot motorhome. If you want to do material things, make sure you're focused on your goals and visualize your goals with your goal board. I think that's so important. Now, focus. So many people, if you're not focused on your goals, they're just going to go away. You're going to stop thinking about them. Something else is going to come in. You need to decide on the goal and focus on it. You need to schedule time. You need to time block. You need to focus on your goals. You need to delete and eliminate interruptions. This is the big thing for us agents. Man, we've got more interruptions. Our number one interruptions right here in our palm of our hand. You need to put that thing away from you. When you're on the computer and you're doing a project or you're doing whatever you're doing, get the phone away because, oh, wait, somebody just texted me. Oh, wait, I just got a call. Oh, wait, look at that cute little Facebook post. I mean, next thing you know, you're completely interrupted. So delete the distractions, avoid urgent tasks. You know, those things that I need you right now. You know, like your agents, if your agents are calling you up saying, I need help right this second. Well, you know what? There's a system that we have, but let me handle this, then I'll get to you. So avoid urgent tasks. Take action with focus and planning in advance. Don't just say, you know, I'm going to do a lunch and learn today. You know, do the lunch and learn in 2 weeks, get it marketed, promote it, event, you know, plan the event and do that. Don't just, you need to focus on your plan in advance and then focus on your goals. Okay. Plan your life, define your future. Here's what I've been told that's the best way to do it. Spend 1% of your life planning the goals in life. Spend 2 hours per month planning your month and your goals at the first of the month. So think about this. Look at your month and plan ahead. These are the things that I want to do. This is the amount of agents I want to grow in my network. This is the amount of transactions, buyers and sellers, etc. This is the amount of trips I want. This is what I'm doing. Spend 30 minutes on Sunday planning your week. Every single week, I send out to my team, here's what we're doing this week. We're doing this call on Monday, this call on Tuesday, this call on Wednesday. Here's the times, here's the links, and I send them gentle reminders every Sunday. Spend 10 minutes per day reading your goals when you wake up. You know, really look at those and really internalize your goals. If somebody says, hey, Robert, what are your goals? And you don't know what they are, how are you supposed to get there? But you need to share that with as many people as you possibly can. Spend 1 hour planning, okay? It's worth 5 hours of doing. So think about that. And I'll share all the stuff with you. Balance is key, guys. You got to have balance. We talked about that. Habits. This is a big one for us agents. You got to change your habits to change your life. You know, if you got to delete the bad habits. If you smoke, stop. If you drink too much, don't. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but think about it. If you're doing bad habits, stop them and make a commitment to yourself to get rid of those. Replace those bad habits with good habits. Repeat the new habit 20 times to make it a habit, okay? You got to create that continuity. Keep a scorecard of your habits. Really dive into this and make yourself better. Achieve the gold medal life. I'm telling you what, incremental improvements are key. Tony Robbins told me a long time ago, CANI, constant and never-ending improvement. So think about it. It's easy to do if you really set your mind to it. This one right here is something I hold true to. My anyone that knows me knows that my time block schedule is the most important thing. You got to wake up. We all wake up at this, we all wake up and we all go to bed. It's what you do during those times between waking up and going to bed. Do you have your exercise routine? Are you doing your affirmations? Are you getting your exercise? Are you scheduling time to get ready during the day? A lot of us don't make time for drive time. And I know that with a lot of our technology, our drive times cut down tremendously, but we don't make time for drive time. I'm one of those. I fell victim to that. I got an appointment a half an hour away from my home office, but I forget there's drive time. So you got to make sure things like that, you got to put in your calendar. You got to get ready. You got to get to the office when we went to the office, right? This is just an example. You got to prepare. You got to prospect. If you're not prospecting, you're not growing. You need to take care of those emails and voicemails but you don't want to do is you don't want to spend all day doing that. Have a certain amount of time during the day where you check in your emails and your voicemails and that's it. And you get back on track. So have your perfect day. What I would recommend you do, the exercise that I would recommend is what are you going to do from the time you wake up until the time you go to sleep, Sunday through Saturday? Does that make sense? What does your perfect day look like? That's the exercise I would love for you to do. What does your perfect day look like? Okay. Now you need to simplify your life. A lot of people take on way too much. And I have this saying I always like to use. You've all probably heard it. How to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. Keep it simple. Delete and eliminate negative energy from your life. We all know that. We all like to do that. We all could probably write down a few people that we should eliminate immediately. And we're probably going to meet with some of them this coming next week, right? So we need to get rid of the negative energy, delete relationships that are toxic, clients that are toxic, staff, vendors, etc. Delete clutter. I know that some people love to have a bunch of stuff on their desk. I would recommend try it with nothing on your desk except for the task at hand. Eliminate the clutter. Some people are just so many goals, they just don't know which one's more important. I would delete too many goals. Have some focus goals, have some monetary goals, have some family goals, have some, like I want to do a trip to Italy for a month. I want to have a summer house in Hawaii and I want to have a winter house in Big Bear. I have certain things that I want and that's on my goal board. But if I have too many things, it gets overwhelming. So delete too many tasks, delete excess stuff, trim the fat, delete guilt, non-achievement. Don't beat yourself up, okay? So how are we doing on time? Let's see. Oh, we're good. Pat, we're good?
Doing great. Yep.
Okay, cool. Clear. Have some clarity. Make your goals very clear. For instance, I want a beach home in Hawaii by August 25th, 2022. That's very specific. And here's how I'm going to do it. This is my down. This is my loan. This is my this. This is my that. Have it clear. Don't just say, I want a beach house. No, I want a beach house. It's going to happen by this time. This is how I'm going to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Have a clear-cut plan. For instance, get pre-approved. Well, you know what, Robert? You and Carla don't qualify for this home quite yet. I said, great. When will we qualify? How much money do I need? What does my income need to look like? What's my credit need to look like? Give me that pre-approval and let me know this is when I need to have it done by. Take these steps to make it actually reality. It's just a matter of you getting the means to get it done. Does that make sense? So have a clear-cut goal and be clear to the people that know, love, and trust you. And I don't know if I would probably walk up to somebody in the grocery store and share your goals and actions, but hey, it's not a bad idea. But think about this. Share this with people that are cheerleaders with you, not people that are going to go, oh, Pat, you want a beach house? And no, yes, that's too lofty, man. I don't think you can do it, brother. No, you want to find people that go, Pat, totally can't wait to come check that out. I can't wait to spend some time with you there, brother. Instead of, oh yeah, God, that's kind of an aggressive goal. Have you ever had those people that kind of, oh, what do you mean you want $4,500 in your 4,500 agents in your partnership, in your rev share? Are you kidding me? That's never going to happen. That's terrible. That's a bad idea. Well, you got to eliminate those people immediately.
Yep.
Right, Pat?
Yep, absolutely.
The non-believers. Share these goals with your folks, your peeps. Keep your desk clear, keep your schedule clear, keep your mind clear. And guess what, guys? Drink clear water. I know that's kind of out from left field, but you need to really be clear on things. If you can't, I was told a long time ago, if you can't see through it, you shouldn't be drinking it. Makes sense? Like sodas and stuff like that. But I wanted to throw that in. But the biggest takeaway from this slide, share your goals with your peeps, your cheerleaders. And every time you see them, are you on track? Are you on track? Do the same for them. This comes to an accountability thing. Kind of when you're sharing your goals and dreams with people, you need to share them with positive people that are encouraging you. You need to almost pass out pom-poms. So every time you see them, they're going, yeah, Pat, you're on your way to 5,000. Woo! You need to share. You need people pumping you up. Like when you're walking into a room, they're like, yeah, Pat, 5,000, man. Woo, you got this, brother. Does that make sense?
Love it. Yep.
Hold yourself accountable. But you got to make sure that you're tracking and measuring, guys. Every Monday, we have goals and actuals. We go over our goals, and this is what we want to do to achieve our dreams and our goals. This is what we need to do. This is what we actually did. That's where you're going to be able to track your goals and actuals. Are you on track? Where do I need to make my in-flight adjustments? If you're making 100 calls and making 100 contacts, but you're only reaching out to say and talking to 10 people, maybe your message or your timing needs tweaking. If you're contacting 100 people a week and you're only scheduling 1 to 2 appointments, maybe your message needs to be tweaked. If you're making a whole bunch of appointments but getting no listings, your presentation needs to be tweaked. My point is you need to track and measure your numbers. You need to track and measure your goals and your actuals. So every Monday we do a goals and actuals call, and every Friday after this call, we track and measure our numbers. So you have to have some accountability, and you got to be around people that are there to pump you up, not bring you down. Does that make sense? A lot of people bring you down, like the crab story. They bring you down because they don't know what to do. I can't stress this enough, man. And one of the happiest guys I've ever met is Pat Hayes. And he's, don't worry, man, be happy. You've heard the song, but think about it. Be happy. You got to smile. They always say when you're prospecting, you got to smile, right, Pat? You can't be all Eeyore. You got to be pumped up, man. Get excited. Don't worry, be happy. Now, you got to celebrate your success. When you have success, even if it's little increments, like I just picked up a new agent today. Great. What are you going to do to succeed? You know what? I'm going to go out and buy myself a new book, a new motivational book as a celebratory item. Or you close a big transaction. What's that look like? Well, I'm going to take my wife and kids out to a nice dinner. Or you just reached a certain milestone. What does that look like? What is your success? You have to celebrate success. You got to celebrate your accomplishments, your wins, your victories, your successes, right? Celebrate your success. I interviewed over 70 agents that all did average of 100 million. And this is over the course of this last year. And they all write their goals down. They all have affirmations. They all have visualization techniques, and they have mastermind techniques. They're on masterminds. They're allowing themselves to only be around folks that are doing better than them, because you have to raise the bar yourself. You need to be around people that are blowing your doors. That's who you need to be around. Not that you don't want to walk in and be the top guy in the room. You need to change the room. Does that make sense? So anyway, success leaves clues. Don't be afraid to reach out to the hitters. You know, a lot of times, a lot of us don't reach out to top agents. Oh, yeah, they might be difficult to talk to. I'm going to talk to somebody else. No, ever seen the movie Pursuit of Happiness, where he goes right to the top of the list? That's what you need to do. Okay. So success leaves clues, guys. In my opinion, the best way to do goals and actions is to have a concrete plan, have a written plan, write your goals down for everything, and keep the emotion and the happiness going. I talked about time block. What I really want you to do is the exercise is write your perfect day down from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. I use Outlook, but some people use Google. There's all kinds of different ways to do it, but write your time block schedule, make it recurring. Put this call every Saturday morning or every Friday morning at 7 a.m. my time, whatever time zone you're in, and put it as recurring. So it's when somebody says, hey, what are you doing at 7 o'clock on Friday? I know exactly where I'm going to be. I can't do anything else. That's the only thing I do. Even my wife goes, you got that call this morning, right? I said, yep. It's just on my calendar. It's it. That's it. Hey, Robert, can I meet at 7? No. You know what I mean? I'm busy.
Yep.
So make sure your calendar's on here. Pat, I can't thank you and Ian enough for putting these on. These fire me up, brother.
You bet.
22 is going to be a great year. Show of hands?
Yes.
Do you truly believe that's going to be the best year ever? Yes.
Amen.
My point is, get focused, get disciplined, and become the master. Okay. Understand what your product is, your buyers, your sellers, and your agents. That's our number one focus. Okay. Buyers, sellers, and agents. They all have the same matter of importance. So be focused on that. And you know what's funny is my first Facebook profile, when I first got a Facebook, this was my Facebook profile. Anyone can be cool, but being awesome takes practice. Think about it. So my point is, the next step, I would welcome anybody on this call, the accountability conference call every single Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can join us. You can listen in. You can be a wallflower. You want to be a part of this, I welcome you to be it. Pat, I'll share the information with you.
Perfect.
And you can share it with everybody. But I tell you what, man, thanks for having me. If you could just make sure you do yourself a favor. I'm a big fan of just add a zero, brother. Add a zero. Go bigger. Make sense?
I love it. Man,
Cool,
great
brother.
stuff right there, Robert. I appreciate that. What'd you guys think? Good stuff, huh?